All right, let's move on to scene stealers.
All right.
Quick recap.
You're the recap.
On the board.
Put my girl on the board. Put my girl on the board.
Episode 1, Black Panther, we have Okoye. Episode 2, Tenet, we have Robert Pattinson. Episode 3, The Living Wake, we have my man, motherfucking Michael, motherfucking Connell, rooting for you still. Who is going to join those 3 winners on the board on episode 4?
You go first. I went first last time.
All right. So I got honorable mention to Matt Damon. He was great. Obviously, he carried the movie. That's no easy task. He did it without. He was great. My only issue why he is not going on the board on my behalf today is because every time I was watching him, all I could think was, I wish this was Good Will Hunting. Because this was pretty much all of the wit and character development and plot driving, the slow burn. It was everything great about Good Will Hunting, plus a whole bunch of fucking poker. So if I want to watch Rounders and not deal with the poker, I would just watch Good Will Hunting. And Matt Damon, this was so close in proximity to when he did Good Will Hunting. He even had pretty much the same wardrobe in a lot of the
Definitely
movies.
had the same hair.
He made me want to watch Good Will Hunting instead of watching Rounders. John Tuttoro's another honorable mention because he's just, I usually see him play an asshole or some kind of prick. In this, he still had that he could be a prick, but he was, at the end of the day, he was a really good friend.
Are you talking about Joey Knish?
Yeah, Joey Knish.
Mm-hmm.
And he's such a good actor where he could be so menacing and make you laugh and feel comfortable at the same exact time. The range on him is insane. And just his character, Knish, was like with Martin Landau's character, it's like a nice grounded person in all of the chaos. What does he say? It's not about the thrill of the win. It's about the money.
Continue.
Okay, you got something that you.
No, I know. This is your. You go. No, you're giving us your number one. I will not talk on your number one.
Right,
go.
My number one is Edward Norton. Call me Worm.
Les Murphy.
He's just. It's his character because he's so off the hinges. You never know what he's going to do. You can always expect him to not shut up when he absolutely should shut up, which is entertaining to watch.
Was it not because the first moment we meet him, he walks out, nobody talks about his Michael Jackson moment. He walks out of jail, sees Mike McDermott, he's like, he does the whole, I'm like, what? Like, I'm back. Like,
he does everything.
I'm not rehabilitated. He's like, I am back. Let's get this.
He does everything big. That's what's so great about Edward Norton. Whatever he's doing, he leans completely into it. And in the interview, this even confirms what I said in the interview with Lisa, that as much as he gets a slack for being an asshole behind the scenes in production, I think he is such an awesome actor.
Oh yeah, agreed.
So if that's what produces the performances that he's given in movies like Primal Fear and American History X,
so you're going with Edward Norton?
For sure.
Okay. I want to say definitely real quick honorable mention to Joey Knish's character. Like, it was really between him and the person that I was going to say for the number one. He just didn't have enough time on screen to really let his character was fleshed out. Like, he was that, we never saw a father figure for Mike McD, but if there was a father figure, he says it at the beginning of the film, the closest thing to, it's like me and Mike. Me and Mike are friends, but when we play poker, you're not technically friends anymore. And that's why he says, Joey Knish, a street legend, he basically a true grinder. He's like, the closest thing to a friend I can have in here, but tonight I don't want to see him. Because that's when he came with the 3 Stacks of High Society, which is how much money again?
30,000.
Look at you learning. Ding! All right.
I don't want to learn these things.
You should. All right, with that being said, but like I say, Joey Knish's, he really drew me into the point where I went and researched who he was later on, like the real character a couple of years ago. But it was just like, man, because he's that friend to him when he said, even at the end, when he saw his friend all fucked up and beat up and everything, he looks at him and says, you know what? You need the truck, I can do that for you. You need me to call a couple people, buy you some time, I can do that to you. But for the money, I gotta say no.
Yeah.
And to me, that's a true friend. It's like, man, I gotta.
He saw that as he's a smart businessman.
Correct.
He saw that as a bad investment.
What
he
does
was
he say?
He was just gonna buy you a few days.
Right, he said, like, if I give it to you, I'm throwing it away. What if 500 won't help you? What's 1,000? What's 2,000 going to do? But my number one artist goes to, got to put them on the board, and it's fair because they were there the whole time, is going to go to Matthew Damon. The reason why I went with Matt Damon in this is because of the fact that I had to look at it from a perspective of, number one, an actor, number two, a poker player, and number three, a person. They asked him to, his range was so all over the place. He had to be a boyfriend. He had to deal with being a boyfriend, being a professional poker player.
Was he really a boyfriend though?
Team yeah, he was.
Nope. Team Joe. Hashtag Team Joe.
If you say that, if you say so, yes. But anyway, he had to be there. But his character, should I say? Well, I'm sorry. Okay, Matt Damon had to play in a relationship. He had to still aspire to have his dreams on what he wanted to do as a poker player while still having to deal with a friend who had a sickness at the same time. So they're asking him, he's vouching for people. Like he's obviously a respected poker player in the community. So he's putting his career on the line. All these things are happening, and I'm watching Matt Damon have to deal with this. I mean, you see him break down. It's only one time where he really breaks down in the film, and it's not when his girlfriend leaves, to your point. It's when he finds out that Worm has put him $7,000 into Hawk. You know what Hawk means?
Nope.
That means in debt.
Okay.
There you go. Ding. So basically,
context clues.
When I go with Matthew Damon, the reason why I'm saying it is because his character was asked to do more. Sometimes we fall guilty to what we're asked to do. And while I must tell you, like, I agree with you. I know I haven't really talked about it, but I think, again, Edward Norton is one of those. I don't like to consider him a best actor. I want to say he's different, and we don't have many artists like him in the game. And while for all his eccentricness behind off scene and all that other stuff, which I actually don't agree with from what I've read and heard, I've never worked with him, so I don't know. What I can say is, though, that I've loved him from a child when like I said, that raw feeling of watching him in Primal Fear. That feeling of seeing him in American History X and not saying, seeing straight through that and not saying, dang, Edward Norton's a racist. Like, nah, he has me into this role. But for me, again, Matt Damon was asked to do so much in this film. It's like from the narration to me, like you were on screen for like 95% of the film. Like we don't even meet Worm until 30% into the film. We've already went through so much.
And he's out of it for the last 15-20%.
Highway time, pal. Like, I need a shirt that says, like,
that's
come
what
on,
I'm saying.
So for me, it's gonna be Matt Damon on this one. So I guess we got to go to our infamous coin flip. And what I always notice is that you flip the coin.
No, you know what? Let's not leave this one up to a gamble. All right, I'm not going to encourage this lifestyle with you anymore. I just want to give you Matt Damon because I agree with everything you said. Edward Norton just kind of had to come in. I mean, he
came in hot.
He did great in his character, but his character required less, and it was easier to have fun with.
Les Murphy, see what he did there?
Call me Worm. But Matt Damon definitely, and like I said, my only problem with Matt Damon's performance was that it made me want to watch Good Will Hunting, which he was awesome in. So. Yeah, I think let's not gamble today.
All right, so let's go ahead and welcome Matthew Damon to the board. Let's get a round of applause there.
Congratulations, Matt Damon. Find us in all these links. It's coming up right now.
That's the trailer.